Today's meditation is going to focus on how effortless it is to realize your true nature. That there actually isn't any effort involved. And as I take you through this guided meditation, without a doubt, because doubt only arises in the mind, you will be able to experience yourself directly. First, by just relaxing. Relaxing whatever brought you here today. And any thoughts that may be activated in the mind or energy in the body in the way of sensations or movement. And let me show you how we do this. The very first thing is to allow whatever is happening with you to be as it is. So if there's energy in the system or thoughts in the mind that naturally aren't falling away, that they're present, let them be exactly as they are. So thought is free, sensations are free. There can be anxiety, worry, doubt, joy, celebration, any feeling or emotion, perhaps sadness, anger, or just energy just circulating in the system. So welcome that. Welcome whatever is here. This is you. This is your vitality. Often what happens when we think about spiritual realization, we hold up an idea of what we think that will look like or be like. And we look for a particular kind of experience. Perhaps one that we read about or heard about or somebody else's experience and said to ourselves, I want to have that. I know that when that happens for me, that means that I have awakened. So awakening, spiritual realization, is about what's already here. It's your totality, which includes feelings, thoughts, emotions. It includes every part of being human. So when we understand this, we no longer strive to suppress or push feelings, thoughts, notions aside. We can allow them to arise and simply be seen for what they are. And in this seeing, what has been an unconscious thought or motivator is no longer unconscious. It's come into view, into the presence of you. This part of you, this dimension that is able to notice the wide seeing that's already here. Already here as your birthright. So realization isn't discovering something new. It's discovering what is already here. So as we're sitting together, there may be a sensation of relaxing, of widening. But it's not that what you are widens. You widen, so to speak, into the openness that you already are. This very wide expanse of your totality. Now, as you relax and include more of yourself, you may find that your energy starts to settle. All of these different energies that cause us to behave or project or reach out of ourselves for fulfillment, for connection, for meeting. All of these energies can begin to recede back into you. Settle, settle, settle. So you can feel thought, in a sense, dropping away. It starts to feel unimportant. It's just thought. It's not even your thought. It's just thought of the collective field, the environments in which we live, the ones that the body, mind, system have been entrained into. So in a sense, you could say that meditation, in this way, is an opportunity to uncondition yourself, to uncondition thought, and let it be free. To uncondition feeling, emotions, and let them be free. And let all of the energies that get projected outward in the form of seeking for something outside of yourself, for fulfillment, for satisfaction, for recognition, can just soften back and settle. This is awakening. This is a shift. It's a shift of energy from moving outward to acquire, accomplish, achieve, something to add on to yourself. It's the relinquishment of this idea that we need to add on something. We need to become something different, something better. We need to have another experience, something different than the one that we're already having. So here, you come back, come back, come back to yourself. What's already here, inborn, within each and every one of us. Nobody, it's impossible for anyone to be left out of this totality that you are. You came into this life already with it. Nobody can give this to you, thus nobody can take it away. And this is immediately realized the moment we stop looking outside of who we are. Who we are as a totality that's inclusive of negativity, sorrow, doubt, confusion, fear, all of these energies that are a result of conditioned thinking, conditioned patterns. So here, as you soften and relax, these patterns can unpack, can unwind, can be released, so to speak, just as energy or sensation, without any need to make a conclusion. So you're just here. In one moment, it may feel like you're whirling. You're perhaps noticing a whirlwind of thought unwinding, sensations spinning and moving. Just be the space in which it happens without tinkering, without trying to grab any part and say, oh, but this part I must change first. No, just let it go. Let it spin out of you. Or energy can be very subtle, like a soft breeze, clearing. You could say even purifying thought, purifying emotion. Not that it needs to be pure. When I say pure, I mean just releasing that which does not belong to you. So it's emptied out. In my experience, purification is emptying. It's emptying out what no longer serves, what doesn't belong to you. Settling, retreating into yourself. It may feel cavernous, open. And as you relax, you can sense the delight in this return to what always is. Nothing missing, ancient and fresh, timeless and now. Restorative and calming. It's your quietude. It's your sanctuary. It's the place of the deepest security. In fact, the only security there is, because it's everlasting. So resting and not trying to change anything. It's all here. Fully allowed. So just as you may hear the sound of the birds in the distance, this is the same with every part of you. The bird is not separate. It's allowed to come and go. Thought, feeling, sensation, energy is the same. Just let it come and go. There's no need to identify with it as you. It's moving through you. Just like the cars in the distance. They don't belong to you. When the system can allow this, there's immediate release of any stress, the stress of worry, the stress of needing to figure it out. And then a great discovery is allowed to happen. The discovery of a innate intelligence that is readily available to all of us. It's that part that's universal and informs us about what to do and how to do it. When we can listen like this, when we can listen outside of the mind, outside of worry, outside of concern, inside, here, here, in this return. As you continue to explore yourself in this way, through allowance, through softening, letting energies settle, it may often be difficult to place words on what the direct experience is, but perhaps you experience yourself as undivided, where you actually don't experience an inside or an outside. It's just a happening in this quietude, this stillness, this vacuous presence. Perhaps there's just a subtle movement of energy that's very still. Or perhaps you experience a downloading of energy, your vitality imploding. All of this is you. It's all good. There isn't one experience to look for. Whatever you're experiencing is you. We always begin with this, with whatever is happening for us. So not denying any part of you. Now, an important part of this returning home is being willing to not know anything, to allow your mind to empty out of all that's been gathered, collected, and learned about spirit, about anything having to do with spirituality, with enlightenment, with awakening, to let all of that empty out. All reference points that keep us in our minds, that keep pulling us to some kind of a location. So you have to be willing to be unlocatable. You have to be willing to fall completely into the space of not knowing. This that you are can only be experienced directly, as you already are experiencing it. Now, to anchor yourself here, It requires a trust in this, not in anything that's been acquired in the mind, but to come all the way to not knowing, to this unseen dimension of being. And you've already stepped through the doorway. You did that at birth. See, you're already here. Now, to let go into this completely is to see the futility of the mind, to see its patterns, to see its escape routes, to see its promises, its hopes, and its doubts as unreal. And just see, soften, and relax. Nothing to know, nothing to know, nothing to know. Just going direct to you, here. Anchoring here. And with it comes a certainty that isn't a certainty of the mind. It's the certainty of being what you've always been. Not separate, not lacking anything. Already full. Ah, I am what I've always been. Nothing more, nothing less. This is the space of fulfillment. This is where all longing is fulfilled. And then from here, life can be celebrated anew. Celebrated from your aliveness, from your not lacking anything. Then you come into mutuality with life. Nothing to gain and nothing to lose. Only a sharing, a wide expanse of sharing from your fullness.